Okay, never mind, I forgot. I was too busy chatting.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting. We'll call the meeting to order. Our first item, two items on the agenda, which we'll do at the same time as our invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance. So please join me in stand in welcoming Mr. Fanning from the Trinity Baptist Church. He's going to lead us in our invocation tonight and then remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this time as we gather together. Lord, we ask that you bless our mayor and each and every one of our council members, Lord, and give them wisdom, Father, in the decisions that they have before them to make our city a united and diversified community to live, work, and play. Father, we ask you to watch over and protect our firefighters, our police officers, and even our first responders, Lord. We ask you, Lord, to bless each and every city worker and their families, Lord, that they try to help make our city a clean, safe place to live. We ask your blessings on this meeting tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fanning. Thank you, Mr. Powell. All right, next item on our agenda is item C, which is our, oh no, pardon me, B, roll call. I tried to go right over the roll call. Gloria, let the roll call show that everyone is present. One via telephone. Donna. Hi, Donna.
Good evening. Good evening.
All right, the minutes, Mr. Powell.
Pardon me. Let me get,
Right here.
okay. Okay, looking at the minutes for approval of the City Council regular meeting minutes from August 1st, 2022. We move approval of those. We move for acceptance of the Casa Grande Planning and Zoning Commission minutes from July 7th, 2022. Consider the acceptance of the Arts and Humanities Commission minutes from July 5th, 2022. Consider the acceptance of the Casa Grande Youth Commission minutes from May 14th, 2022. And consider the acceptance of the Historic Preservation Commission minutes from June 27th, 2022, Mayor.
Second?
Thank you, Mr. Powell. All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next is item D, claims against the city.
Mayor McFarland, I move to accept and pay the claims dated July 27th to August 9th, 2022 as presented.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second to approve the claims, which is item D1. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I
Any
abstain,
opposed?
Mayor.
Okay. No, one abstention.
So noted.
All right, next is our item E, which is the meeting agenda approval. Larry, any changes on the meeting agenda?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I know that staff just indicated that we had two items on the transit that we were going to consider tonight. The item that I need the mayor and council to remove is on the consent agenda, item G10. We've just discovered that we should have two resolutions and the agenda only has one. And so we'll make that correction and schedule it for the September 6th regular council meeting. So we'd ask that that item be removed.
Okay. Any other changes from council? All right, with the noted changes in eliminating on the consent agenda item G10, can I get a motion to approve?
Mayor McFarland, I move to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
This is the
Meeting.
agenda approval at this point.
Oh, sorry.
Not to the consent agenda just yet.
Okay, agenda
This is just the
as
agenda,
amended.
sorry.
Okay.
Second.
All right, a motion to approve the agenda as presented with the noted change on and eliminating item G10 on our agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any approve? Any who disapprove? Okay. The agenda is approved. All right, next then we'll move to consent agenda item. All items with an asterisk are considered routine matters and will be considered, or, excuse me, and will be enacted with one motion and one roll call vote of the council. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or member of the public so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. Is there anyone on council who wants to remove anything that's on the consent agenda, other than the one item that was eliminated?
Which one did you have?
We eliminated G10.
Okay.
Anyone from the audience? Public? All right, seeing none, then I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
yes,
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. Okay, next item is our public comments. This is item H on the agenda. This is the opportunity for the public to address the council on any items that are on your mind. And if you would like to approach the council, I don't think I got any comment cards, so, but that doesn't mean you can't come up and speak. I would ask you to state your name, your address, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes. And remember, this is not an agendized item, so we cannot comment on it, but we can ask staff to follow up with you.
My name is David Mankell. I live at 625 West First Street here in Casa Grande, Arizona. My agenda is about soccer fields. I'm coaching with FC Arizona now. I coached soccer here for 18 years now. This will be my 19th year. Carmack used to have goals. Now they remodeled this field. There's no more goals there. We want to know if we can get portable goals installed or, goals. Help with the field. It looks great from the road, but once you get on the field's all choppy, beat up. And we'd like to see if we get any improvement on it. Another thing we'd like to have is if we can have home games played here at Francisco Grande. Right now, we play our home games at Maricopa Sky Copper Skyman. I would like to have help with that, mainly. That's it, just help with the soccer program around Arizona. We have 80 kids right now with FC Arizona playing, and Premier has, I think they're up to 60 kids playing, all from the city of Casa Grande, except for about 5 or 6 that come from Coolidge, Eloy, and I think a couple from Maricopa. So I'd like to get help with that, especially with home games. I mean, we got to travel to Maricopa for home games, and we're from Casa Grande. I don't know if that's right or not, but for me, that's wrong. So I'd like to see if we can get out Francisco Grande. I'd really appreciate the help. That's all I have to say.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think those are easy requests. Larry, would you please have staff follow up with him?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, actually, Councilwoman Fitzgibbons had made some of the comments to me in a call last week, and so I think that certainly related to the use of Francisco Grande, we can make the contact and
Absolutely.
look into the other items.
It is owned by the city, by the way. Just FYI. All right, we'll have somebody follow up with you.
All right, thank you.
Your requests are reasonable. If not, call me.
I will.
Okay.
Do you need his phone number?
It's available. All right. Anybody else? Let's call the public. All right, seeing no one else jump up, then I will close the public comment and we'll move to our item K, which is our ordinance resolutions and other matters subject requiring action by the council. So item K1. Gloria?
Yes. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, staff would recommend that council adopt Resolution 5444, which accepts the official results from the city's primary election held on August 2nd, 2022. We had a total number of ballots cast were 7,698. The results reflect that Mayor McFarland did receive the required votes in order to be declared elected in the primary election, and the council members that receive the required votes in order to be elected in the primary election are Anthony Edwards, Matthew Matt Herman, and Bob Huddleston. So at this time, we would ask that the mayor and council approve the resolution to accept the election results. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. I know that this past election was a little bit difficult, but it's now just time to move forward. We will be planning a general election.
Thank you, Gloria. Does anybody have any questions or comments on this? Just congratulations to my fellow council members for your election. And Anthony, for your new election, welcome. Oh, not till December, sorry. You're going to have to wait. Mr. Powell has your seat until December.
Yeah. I just am very proud of our group that we have that are sitting on council right now that have just moved to it. And I know almost everybody on there, and we have some very talented people and some very concerned and people that really work hard to make us a better community. And so I will be leaving, I guess, in December.
Yes, sir.
December.
Do I get anything for Christmas or just?
It'll be an early Christmas present,
You
Mr.
get
Powell.
your Mondays off.
Yeah, it'll be an early Christmas present.
Okay, there you go.
Mayor McFarland,
Yes.
I move to
We need
approve
a
Resolution
reading.
5444 as presented and congratulate each of our
I'm
winners.
sorry, I need to have a reading, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gloria, would you please read the resolution number?
Resolution number 5444, a resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, declaring and adopting the results of the primary election held on August 2nd, 2022.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve Resolution 5444 as presented.
Second.
Do I need to do a roll call vote on this?
It's a resolution,
Oh,
yes.
can I get a roll call vote, please, Gloria? I have a resolution, or
Roll call vote.
a
Councilmember-
nomination and a second. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Lavender,
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston,
Yes.
Councilmember McBride,
Wilder, yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Before I vote, I mean, not contesting it or anything, but no, I just wanted to congratulate my fellow council members and welcome Anthony, but I also wanted to thank the other candidates that, were engaged and wanting to serve, and it's so nice to see new people that are interested and want to be part of the council, so I just want to thank them, and also thank the community for being so patient during this crazy election. So, our community, tried their best to understand everything that was going on. So Gloria, thank you for all the communication, our PIO office. But, so yes, my vote is yes.
Councilmember Herman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell,
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, move to item K2. This is considering approval of ordinance number 3348. Mr. Raines? All right, Deb. It says city manager, so I just instinctively went there.
I understand. Mayor, council members, I spoke about this topic earlier in the study session, and I guess I just want to know if you have any questions or if there's anything else you'd like me to discuss.
I think we've discussed it.
Very good.
All right, any questions or comments for Deb?
Just a quick comment again, Mayor, just for those that weren't here during the study session, just to remind, everyone that Deb is going to put together a transit advisory committee to kind of plan the execution of our new on-demand transit service. So just for those that weren't here a little bit earlier, but you did a great presentation earlier. They can always go online and look at that.
Yeah, and in this ordinance, I believe there is some guidelines in terms of who should be on the council commission. So it will fall back to me to appoint these people, but we'll follow those guidelines. and then bring them to the council for approval. So very good. Okay.
Yes.
Seeing no other comments, then I'll call for an ordinance number, please, Gloria.
Ordinance number 3348, an ordinance of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, establishing the city of Casa Grande Transit Advisory Committee and providing for the membership and duties thereof, providing for the severability of the various sections of this ordinance, and establishing an effective date.
Mayor McFarland, I move approval of ordinance number 3348 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender,
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston,
Yes.
Councilmember McBride,
yes,
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell,
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right. Item K3, this is considering the approval of ordinance number 1397.08.31. And Angel, this you?
Mayor and Council, as a follow-up to the March 21st public hearing, staff recommends that Mayor and Council consider a request to amend the city tax code to permanently increase the additional local sales tax rate on hotel motel business activity from 2% to no more than 5%, effective December 1st, 2022. The 3% permanent increase will be dedicated to the promotion of tourism. On March 21st, 2022, staff made a presentation to Mayor and Council, and Mayor and Council held a public hearing on a proposal to amend the city's tax code. Pursuant to Arizona Revised Statute 9-500.06, because the proposed increased tax rate would apply only to the hotel and motel classifications, the tax proceeds may only be used for the promotion of tourism. This helps ensure that the tax, which is paid primarily by the hotels as a result of visitors to the community, also gets reinvested into the industry that helped generate it. By promoting tourism in the community through the use of these proceeds, however, the city can also receive other indirect benefits from those visits, helping to result in better opportunities for local businesses, creation of additional economic development, and jobs related to the increase in tourism activity. Increasing the local sales tax rate on hotel, motel business activity with funds allocated specifically for the promotion of tourism, that increase in taxes will have an effect on the funds coming into the city. The city anticipates collecting approximately $340,000 in additional taxes with the 3% increase, although the ultimate amount collected is dependent on hotel occupancy rates within the city and may vary from time to time. I pause for questions.
Thank you. Any questions, council? Matt? Oh, Lisa.
Just a comment, Mayor, I just wanted to thank you for all your work on this. I know this has been going on for a couple of years, and you've been very passionate. 4 years goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does.
And the chamber, Renee's been on this, and our staff. But, I think what's important is, even though we're raising, the tax rate, it's just for hotels and motels.
Correct.
And what I appreciated about all of you, the whole group, is that you actually engaged that industry in this to make sure that they were comfortable and they thought that it was a good idea, because in the end, it's going to help them too with marketing our city. So, anyways, I thought that was great how you engaged that group of, hotels and motels in our community. So thank you, and congratulations.
Thanks, Lisa. Matt?
That's the last time I let Lisa go before me, because exactly what I was going to say. It's been a passion project of the mayor's since he started, so I'm really glad to see it. And we had to lay off, obviously during COVID, we got a big hiccup in our plans for this. But one thing, we don't take raising any tax rate lightly. But this one is generally going to affect people that come here and not the residents of the city. And there's also a provision in here that doesn't, if you're staying over 30 days, in a hotel motel.
Extended stay.
Extended stay type situation,
Doesn't
then
affect
you're
you.
not affected
Right.
by the raised tax rate.
Right.
Did do a great job, reached out to all of the hotels, motels, and got buy-in from them. And it's just gonna do good things for our city, and it's not gonna take any of the money from the Boys and Girls Club, the youth fund that's already going on that, so that's important. This is a whole separate pot of money here, just to be used for promoting Casa Grande, so it should pay for itself in spades with the tourism, with the promotion, and just making Casa Grande, a better place by people coming here and spending more money and sharing our great town with everybody. So I just want to thank everyone for their work in the chamber. It's been a long road.
Has been.
We're getting
Been
we're
talking
getting
about
to the
this
end
for a
of
long
it now,
time.
so.
So, yeah, thank you, Matt, and thank you, Lisa. I will say, too, that the board, the makeup of the board is such that it will actually include a couple of members members of the hotel community. So they will actually be part of the board that decides on, how this money is spent and how we promote Casa Grande. So they will have a voice in the process, so. Anyway, I want to thank the chamber for being here as well. I know several of you are here, and thank you guys for being here in support of this, so. Does anybody else have any comments or questions? All right, seeing none, then I will call for what are we looking for here?
Ordinance.
Ordinance, please. Lost my place.
Ordinance number 1397.08.31. An ordinance of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, amending Title III, Chapter 8, the City of Casa Grande Code of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, by increasing the additional tax upon transit lodging tax rate from 2% to 5% rate after December 1st, 2022, restricting the use of the funds to a dedicated use, establishing severability of the components of the ordinance, establishing a penalty for the violations, and establishing an effective date.
Mayor McFarland, I move approval of ordinance number 1397.08.31 as presented.
Second?
All right, a motion and a second. Can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender,
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston,
Yes.
Councilmember McBride,
yes,
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell,
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, thank you, everybody. K4 is considering approval of ordinance number 3349. This is approving an agreement between the City of Casa Grande and the Greater Casa Grande Chamber of Commerce. And Larry, you're going to
Yes.
go over this? Okay.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Obviously, you've just taken action on the revenue or the income stream side of this equation. The item that I'm going to be presenting this evening is actually a tourism promotion and visitor services agreement between the City of Casa Grande and the Casa Grande Chamber of Commerce. And I apologize in advance for any redundancy. The Mayor and Council did cover a number of topics that I have included in my RCA, but I think it gives some context. And so everyone knows that over the course of the past 3 years, the City of Casa Grande has contemplated the formation and establishment of a destination marketing organization, also known as a DMO, for the purposes of coordinating the marketing and promotion of Casa Grande as an attractive travel destination, to provide information to travelers, to stimulate interest in local events that are currently taking place, and to encourage event organizers to select Casa Grande for various events, meeting locations, conferences, and exhibitions. DMOs are generally supported with funding being generated by specific taxes, such as a local hotel occupancy tax, which the Mayor and Council just adopted the ordinance to begin to collect, from customers who book rooms within Casa Grande. The public sector contributions and grant funding can typically serve as a secondary source of income for these organizations. There are several operating models available when considering the formation of a DMO. Local municipalities may elect to operate the organization as a function of the services they provide. They can contract with qualified nonprofit organizations for the said services, or use a hybrid model that incorporates both of the options. In Casa Grande's case, it was determined through early discussions and presentations that the Chamber of Commerce would be best positioned to manage and operate the DMO due to their current involvement in providing tourism-related services for the city of Casa Grande. As such, the Chamber Board of Directors considered the matter of expanding their service levels and operating as an approved and recognized DMO by the state of Arizona. The board authorized staff to formally develop an operation and strategic plan, both of which have been presented previously to the mayor and council. I've talked a little bit about the formation of the revenue, Mr. Mayor and members of the council, so I'm going to move into really what I would consider to be what is the various provisions and terms of the agreement, and try to give everybody a context of at least how we, when I say we, Renee and I have had numerous discussions, or how we believe this will work effectively. And I think it's important to note that, at least from our perspective, what you'll see in the agreement is really timed it's coordinated with our annual budget process, and it has heavy involvement by the city of Casa Grande. Not only the city of Casa Grande by the involvement in the Destination Marketing Advisory Board that the mayor pointed out, which will have 2 members on, 1 elected official and 1 local, 1 city staff person, but also the involvement of the mayor and council through planning sessions that will happen throughout the year. And so essentially, it is important to note that the funds from the hotel occupancy tax and use thereof are strictly governed by ARS 9.500.06, which include direct expenditures by the city or town to promote tourism, including but not limited to sporting and cultural events, contracts between the city or town and nonprofit organizations or associations for the promotion of tourism by the nonprofit organization or association, and 3, expenditures by the city or town to develop, improve, or operate tourism-related attractions or to assist in the planning and promotion of such attractions. So what the agreement essentially does is outline the scope of services that will be provided by the chamber that ultimately requires the formation of advisory board. It requires that a destination services plan be created annually with the involvement of the mayor and council. It talks specifically about the destination marketing that we will be looking for from a statutory perspective. It talks about the operations of a visitor center and the various components of that would be materials that would be distributed in the visitor center, as well as the expectations about the operations. And it also talks about the annual budget and various audit provisions and reporting that are necessary for the chamber in highlighting and actually outlining the use of the funds that will be collected. It goes on to talk about the payment of funds, but one additional point that I want to make on the provisions that I think is important is that the term, which I know the mayor and council is typically interested in most agreement, we are proposing that the initial term be for a period of 3 years with extensions of 2-year in 2-year increments unless either party gives notice. And it's also important to note that either party can terminate within with a 60-day notice. I guess just building on that, one additional item is that if the city collects more money than what is actually allocated to the chamber each year, again, those funds must be used for tourism purposes. And ultimately, if the city ever elected to get in the business, I'm certainly not advocating we would need to use those funds specifically for tourism purposes. We're really trying to stress that tonight. And as Angel has pointed out previously, we're anticipating that we would collect roughly $340,000 per fiscal year, and particularly in this first year, what we will be working with the chamber to establish is a budget for that $340,000, and ultimately moving through this year's process as we're establishing a plan and beginning to really, I know Renee and her team has been working on tourism-related materials already. She's had a number of discussions with the Office of Tourism and with the potential of some grant funds that we could actually leverage this money against. And so a lot of that is in the works. This really just formalizes the relationship and the expectations. And with that, I guess I would close by saying staff is recommending that the mayor and council adopt an ordinance that actually approves the agreement with the chamber, and I would pause for any questions that you may have this evening.
Great, thank you, Larry. I think you mentioned it, but it's important to remember too that the dollars that we're bringing in, we will actually we will use to leverage additional dollars from the state. The state has dollars that will match, and up to a pretty significant amount of money. It used to be about $45,000. What is it now, Renee?
50.
Oh, 50, okay, so, but still 50,000, I mean, we can get, 50-cent dollars on that, and having these dollars to actually leverage that against what the state's offering, which we've never had the ability to do before. So I'm excited for it. Thank you, Renee, for all the hard work, and Larry, staff, for all the hard work you guys have done on this. Does anybody have any questions, Larry? I'm sorry, I kind of interrupted there.
Well,
Lisa?
just not only, and Renee, of course, the chamber, it's great, to have the chamber on board, it's perfect, to bring them in. But also thank you to your board. I know Oli is here and your board for this support and, being open to this change and your involvement, so thank you.
Matt?
Yeah, full disclosure, I do serve on the chamber board as a small business member, and we've been talking about this a lot, and the chamber, specifically Renee, has been working on this tirelessly, going back to the board, also working with the Arizona Office of Tourism, and the chamber is already a tourism office, so it's a natural extension of what the chamber does already. Just allows us to get more dollars so that we can do even more promotion. And Renee and the PIO and a couple other people have already had meetings with AOT, and they have a plan built out, 3-year plan with goals, objectives, everything. I mean, it's ready to go. She's been patient, and we all have, so I'm really excited to finally get this going.
Thank you, Matt.
Almost excited as you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, seeing none, then Gloria, I'll entertain an ordinance number, please.
Ordinance number 3349, an ordinance of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, approving an agreement between the city of Casa Grande and the Greater Chamber and the Greater Casa Grande Chamber of Commerce for the purpose of tourism promotion and visitor services, and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement and other documents and take such other actions as are reasonably necessary for the purpose of implementing the agreement.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve ordinance 3349 as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
yes,
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. I'll try and hold my exuberance back.
You're doing a good job.
All right, next we'll move into our public meetings and public hearings. This is item L1, which is a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 1178.424.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Clarius Partners is requesting a zone change from planned area development to general industrial, I-2, for approximately 160 acres of land, generally located west of Burris Road and south of Clayton Road. You can see it highlighted on your screen. The general plan currently has it in the manufacturing industry category. The site's being requested to be rezoned to accommodate for future potential industrial prospects. There are residential areas abutting the proposed site. Westfield Park to the south has 282 certificate of assured water supply for single-family residential development. Additionally, there are some county ranches to the east of the site as well. So at time of major site plan submittal, staff will review and apply appropriate buffer areas and standards to mitigate any adverse impact on those abutting and surrounding properties. You can see here the existing zoning is PAD. The proposed zoning is going to I-2. In looking at the review criteria, we make sure that the proposed use is in conformance with the general plan. We look at the following 3 items on your screen. All have been covered in your staff report, and all have been deemed to be in conformance with our current general plan. In regards to notification, we met or exceeded all requirements of the city. We did not receive any comments in this particular request. So in conclusion, Planning Commission on a 5-0 vote recommends City Council approve the zone change request from planned area development to general industrial with the following conditions, and that condition is just our typical right-of-way condition that we have on all zone changes. Can I answer any questions?
Anybody have any questions? Yeah, Bob?
Joe, on the map, I think it was marked R1, to the east of Burris Road, there looks like either mobile home or residential development there?
Yeah, we can go back up to that.
Okay.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, the lower right, marked R1.
Yep.
Is that built?
That's the Western Manor.
It is Western Manor.
That is, and then you can see the north portion that's undeveloped. That's in
Okay.
review right now for a build-to-rent residential project.
Okay. Just a comment, that was my only concern, but I think for the general area, the change in zoning is appropriate as it is. We do have VIP Boulevard there, and the general area is developing as far as general industrial. So I think it's good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
To add to that, north of the site is CCP, an industrial user. We also have Kohler going into the site just a little bit north and west. And then further up, Ethington is also the Wallbridge site that's under development as well.
Okay,
So a lot of industrial development happening in that corridor.
thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Joe? All right, seeing none, this is a public hearing, so I will open the floor to public hearing on item L1. Anyone here who would like to address the council on this item? Okay, seeing none, then I'll close the public hearing and call for an ordinance number, please, Gloria.
Ordinance number 1178.424, an ordinance of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, amending zoning ordinance 1178 and its subsequent amendments by changing the zoning from planned area development to general industrial on property generally located east of Burris Road and south of Clayton Road, Casa Grande, Arizona.
Mayor McFarland, I would move for approval of ordinance number 1178.424 as presented.
Second?
All right, I have a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call vote, please, Gloria?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
yes,
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, next item is L2 on our public hearing tonight. This is regarding ordinance number 1178.425.
This is a shockingly different request. Soil Works is requesting a zone change from general business B2 and general industrial I2 to general industrial I2 for approximately 10 acres of land generally located east of Burris Road and north of Peters Road. You can see it highlighted on your screen. Again, the site's located in our manufacturing and industry land use category. As shown, the parcel currently has two different zone districts in it. City code stipulates that you're not supposed to have two different zone districts unless it's determined essential by Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council. In this case, it was easiest just to rezone, take the whole parcel and make it all I-2. That's why you're seeing a request from I-2 and to I-2. So the zone change is required to develop the site in an appropriate manner. Again, you see here the proposed zoning, or the existing zoning, and the proposed zoning to go to I-2. Again, we look at the criteria for a zone change to just be in conformance with the general plan. All have been covered in the staff report that you've received tonight, and it's deemed appropriate and in conformance with the general plan. Again, notification matter exceeded all requirements, and we did not receive any comments in regards to this. So in conclusion, Planning Commission on a 5-0 vote recommends City Council approve the zone change request from general business to general industrial, and in general industrial to general industrial. Again, with the following condition for the right-of-way, standard right-of-way request. Any questions on this particular?
Anyone? Not sure how it got B2 in the first place, but anyway. Yeah, no, nothing here. So, all right, let's, it's a public hearing, so I'm going to open the floor to the public hearing. This is on item L2 on tonight's agenda. Okay, seeing no one jump up, then I will close the public hearing and call for an ordinance number, please, Gloria.
Ordinance number 1178.425, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, amending zoning ordinance 1178 and its subsequent amendments by changing the zoning from general business and general industrial to general industrial on property generally located east of Burris Road and north of Peters Road, Casa Grande, Arizona.
Mayor McFarland, I would move for approval of ordinance number 1178.425 as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, next item is L3. This is a hearing considering approval of resolution number 5273.4. Jacqueline?
Hi, the first request is DSA 220095, and it's a request by CVL for a minor general plan amendment, changing 5 acres of the neighborhood's land use category to community corridor, and 18 acres from community corridor to neighborhoods. The second request is a zone change for approximately 33.79 acres from plan area development in R2 to plan area development for commercial and multifamily residential uses. Oops. Excuse me. So here's the existing zoning and the proposed zoning as well. I did want to speak a little bit about the minor and major general plan determination criteria. With the 2030 general plan update, the minor amendments have been expanded. So anything less than 10 acres, regardless of land use category, is considered a minor amendment. And certain land use categories, no matter their acreage, is also classified as a minor amendment. So community corridors to neighborhoods is classified as a minor amendment. And these can be processed throughout the year, and usually occur in conjunction with a zone change like this. So regarding the general plan review criteria, this is the review criteria staff looks at. It's all outlined in the staff report, and staff deems that this criteria has been met by the applicant. With regards to planning development review criteria, again, the staff report goes into additional detail regarding the review criteria. I will be going over the 3 highlighted items. The site will consist of approximately 11 acres of commercial land use at the hard corner of McCartney and Pinal, and 22.74 acres will be used for medium density multifamily residential. There is commercial to the north and west, and proposed single-family residential to the east and south of the site as well. With regards to conformance to the city's general plan, the site is within community corridor, that allows for 25 dwelling units per acre, and it encourages mixed-use development. And with regard to the zoning ordinance, it will be subject to the 2021 PAD residential design standards for multifamily residential areas. And the commercial portion of the PAD is requesting a 15-foot setback from the adjacent streets, and this is recommended in the general plan for development within community corridor areas. With regard to notification, staff and applicant met or exceeded those requirements. There was one comment received at the Planning Commission regarding the disparity of commercial development to the north, on the north side of town. So I think keeping that hard corner commercial will help alleviate that. The first recommendation, Planning and Zoning Commission on a 7-0 vote recommended that mayor and council approve the minor general plan amendment for 5 acres from neighborhoods land use category to the community corridor land use category and 18 acres from community corridor to neighborhoods. And the second request, Planning and Zoning Commission on a 7-0 vote recommended that mayor and council approve the zone change request for McCartney Ranch 2 PAD R2 to the villages at McCartney Ranch PAD with the following condition of record. And again, that is the standard right-of-way. So that concludes my presentation. Happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions on this? Yeah, Bob?
Do they have a requirement to give any additional right-of-way to ADOT? Or is that road, is Pinal Avenue finished as far as?
Right away.
Will it grow, or is it?
That will be determined with the traffic impact analysis with regards to turn, and
then
I
do they
don't
have to-
recall offhand, to be honest.
Do they have to then go before ADOT to?
They will have to get approval for the TIA through ADOT as well and get encroachment permits for driveway cuts along Pinal.
Okay.
But that also gives us our right-of-ways on McCartney, right?
Correct, yeah, there
Yeah.
will be right-of-way dedication on McCartney.
Because it's only one lane right now, that
Yeah.
piece that touches it.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Anybody else have any questions? All right, this is a public hearing, so I'll open the public hearing on item L3. Anyone here who would like to address this item? Okay. Seeing none, then I'll close the public hearing and call for a resolution number, please, Gloria.
Resolution number 5273.4, a resolution of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, adopting a minor amendment to the city of Casa Grande General Plan 2030 as adopted by resolution number 5273 and as previously amended by changing the land use designation from neighborhoods to community corridor for approximately 5 acres of property and from community corridor to neighborhoods for approximately 18 acres of property, all generally located near the southeast corner of Pinal Avenue and McCartney Road, Casa Grande, Arizona.
Mayor McFarland, I move approval of ordinance number
Resolution
number 5273.4 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender,
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston,
Yes.
Councilmember McBride,
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Herman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell,
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, this also has an ordinance attached to this, so I already opened the hearing, but just in case somebody missed it, I'll reopen the hearing on the ordinance portion of this. Is there anyone here who would like to address this item? All right, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing then and call for a ordinance number, please, Gloria, on item L3.
Ordinance number 1178.247.3, an ordinance of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, amending zoning ordinance 1178 and its subsequent amendments by changing the current zoning from McCartney Ranch 2 planned area development, a multifamily residential, to a new zone classification of the villages at McCartney Ranch planned area development, all on property generally located near the southeast corner of Pinal Avenue and McCartney Road, Casa Grande, Arizona.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve ordinance 1178.247.3 as presented.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender,
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston,
Yes.
Councilmember McBride,
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell,
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, next is item L4. Again, a public hearing on ordinance number 1178.97.4.
Okay, the next item is the Mountain View Ranch Pioneer Development Major Amendment to Parcel G. The site is approximately 13.7 acres, and the current it's located at the northwest corner of Rodeo and Pert. The current zoning is for commercial office, and the proposed zoning is for multifamily and commercial. There is a major site plan currently under review for apartments on the multifamily site, and currently there is no application at this time for the commercial portion. With regards to the PAD review criteria, again, the staff report goes into additional detail on all these items. I will be covering the 2 highlighted items. So with regards to general plan, it is within the neighborhood's land use category and does allow multifamily up to 20 dwelling units per acre. The proposed development on the multifamily is currently at 18.8 dwelling units per acre for 176 units. And one of the goals of the neighborhood or housing goals is to encourage a variety of neighborhood design and development patterns, and action steps suggest to encourage a range of neighborhood types, densities, and building designs within planned area developments and throughout the city. So staff feels this proposal meets that. With regards to the zoning ordinance, it will be subject to the 2021 PAD residential design standards for multifamily. One of those standards is that multifamily is limited to 28 feet when adjacent to single-family development within 50 feet. Currently, the current proposed setback is approximately 105 feet from the property line, and the PAD will have a maximum height limit of 35 feet. I did want to note that the current commercial zoning does also allow a maximum height of 35 feet. And again, the commercial portion of the site will be subject to B2 standards and is requesting a 15-foot setback from adjacent streets. Again, staff's in favor of this as a preferred development form within the 2030 general plan. And here are some proposed elevations for the apartments. With regard to notification, staff met or exceeded all the requirements. We did receive some inquiries. Prior to the Planning Commission, we did receive 3 inquiries, and there were 3 additional comments received at the Planning Commission. Their main concerns are regarding height of the buildings as well as traffic. As part of the major site plan, a traffic impact analysis is being conducted, and improvements to Rodeo and Pert will be required as part of that major site plan. And with regards to height, as I mentioned, the current zoning allows for a maximum height of 35 feet already, and the PAD is continuing that to 35 feet. And then one of the comments wanted to see the entire site developed as multifamily.
And no commercial?
And no commercial.
Okay.
So with that, Planning and Zoning Commission on a 5-0 vote recommended that Mayor and City Council approve the Mountain View Ranch PAD major amendment request with the following condition of record. And again, this is the standard right-of-way.
All right, does council have any questions on this? Lisa?
Just a comment, and there is as far as the apartment, there is a developer or for this already?
It's the owner of the property.
Right, okay.
Yes, there is a major site plan currently under review for
Okay.
that.
And because I remember reading in the planning and zoning, and it kind of specified the 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, and I was just happy to see this because there's definitely a need for housing, and especially 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom. We were in our homeless coalition and talked a lot about affordable housing and the need for 1-bedroom units, and there's not that availability. So I was really happy, and I really hope that this moves pretty quick. As far as affordability, of course, apartments aren't cheap, but on the affordability piece, does a neighborhood have to be designated at, with the census tracker to get the whole affordable housing, I don't know what you call it, like not label, but I don't know what it's called.
It's usually tax credits and that sort of thing.
So is it certain neighborhoods, and would this qualify to get it a little bit more, when it comes to rental? No?
Yeah, I think it depends on the census. It also
Right.
depends on the developer, what they apply for.
Okay.
So, but I don't really know the answer to that.
Yeah, maybe the applicant can address that a little bit, but I do believe it is based on census tracts and,
That's what I
and the
thought.
developer as well.
Okay,
Census tract and what they apply for.
right, okay. I was just
And
curious.
and their funding as well, probably.
Right, funding too.
Okay, thank you.
Matt?
I read the planning and zoning minutes, and it seems most of the concerns were for traffic and the height of the building, which you've addressed. And also to remember tonight, we're doing the zoning, and then when the site plan comes up at planning and zoning, and then council again, that's when we get more specific with where the heights
What
are.
it exactly looks like.
And
Right.
the traffic impact analysis, correct?
Yeah, the major site plan would only go to planning commission,
Oh,
however.
planning, okay.
Yes.
But that would be
But
the
they
time.
that would be addressed at that time.
So, yeah, but I think it was addressed really well, and I'd be interested to hear from anybody tonight that might still have questions about it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't go all the way to the north side of the property either, right? Isn't there another piece of property on top of this? It doesn't take up the whole lot.
Correct, there is a second parcel already zoned for multifamily that
Buffers
has,
those houses to the north.
yes, there is another parcel there as part of the Mountain View
So it
Ranch.
doesn't, it doesn't fill up the
The
whole
whole.
corner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Any other questions from council? All right, seeing none, then I will open the floor to the public. This is a public hearing on item L4. Is there anyone here who would like to address this issue? I shouldn't say issue, this item. All right, seeing no one, then I will close the public hearing, and I'll call for an ordinance number, please, Gloria.
Ordinance number 1178.97.4, an ordinance of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, approving a major amendment to Mountain View Ranch Planned Area Development, Parcel G, adopted for property generally located at the northwest corner of Rodeo Road and Pierre Road, Casa Grande, Arizona.
Mayor McFarland, I would move for approval of ordinance number 1178.97.4 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can I please get a roll call vote, Gloria?
Councilmember Lavender,
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston,
Yes.
Councilmember McBride,
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Herman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Powell,
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right. Next item on the agenda is executive session, but I don't think we need the executive session because we've already approved the item. And so we'll move right to reports. And Donna, I'm going to go with you because I know it's late where you are.
Yes, it is pretty late, just hitting 10 o'clock here in Alabama. I'll keep it short tonight. Just a reminder that Coffee with a Cop is next Wednesday, so please stop by and say hello to the
They
office.
leave in a
That's
hurry
it.
when they get.
Thank you. Mr. Lavender?
I don't have anything, sir.
Matt?
Quick one, we had the Youth Commission, the first official meeting of the regular meeting of the year, so we're getting a bonus one this year because school started earlier. And Renee from the chamber came and talked to the youth commissioners about networking and networking skills and invited them to which brings me next, the chamber mixer is next Wednesday at the public library with an ice cream social. So at 5:15, public library, chamber mixer, free to attend, and the youth commission is going to be participating with networking. I want to thank Carla in the clerk's office and Larry for helping get some business cards for them that should be here in time, so they'll have some cards to exchange
Awesome.
at the chamber mixer.
They'll be official.
Yes, and a great, my colleague here, Councilmember Lavender, was featured prominently in the media this week on KTAR radio as well as Channel 3, talking about the 4-day school week. Did a great job representing Casa Grande. So.
Actually, it's Casa Grande, if you heard the interview, Mr.
So Lisa, we'll have to talk
Casa
to her about that,
Grande.
won't we?
We're going to have to go on and
Yep.
interview. They need to
So,
call us.
but yeah, great job. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
And then also at the Youth Commission meeting, we were talking with Principal McEwen, Mr. McEwen, about the Patriot Day project that's going to be on September 10th. And they're expecting hundreds and hundreds of people. I know the football team, cheerleader, Youth Commission, hopefully JROTC they talked about, as well as churches, all kinds of groups. It's going to be a huge event. So stay tuned for more details. I know city staff has been working a lot on that too, so we'll get some firm details out, but just mark your calendars for in the morning of September 10th, and Mr. McEwen also said there will be a hot dog lunch after, provided by Dr. Tompkinson, among others. So look forward to that. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Matt. Mr. Powell?
I've been working hard, I'm tired.
Long meeting.
It was a long day.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa?
I just wanted to thank the mayor for coming to the Homeless Coalition. I mean, you usually attend, but you actually spoke at it and gave the group of mostly nonprofit and stakeholders just kind of an update of what's going on in the city. So appreciate you doing that. We meet monthly, and so, yeah, a lot going on with everything going on with the homeless. I also, the Faith Alliance, we have the one and only Dick Powell coming and speaking at the Faith Alliance meeting on September 15th, and they asked him to come and talk a little bit about water. And, this is a group of pastors, in churches throughout the community, some nonprofits. And so, it's something that everyone knows is an issue and concern, so they're pulling in this guy to come and talk to him. So 11:30 at the First Presbyterian Church. Appreciate you coming to that.
Christian Cinema is involved in this at this point in time, too.
right,
So,
good.
yeah,
Hey, you have backup, huh?
she has the money.
Okay, good. And, I noticed tonight on some of our planning and zoning minutes, you guys saw that, Dennis Dugan was on some of these minutes, and it was hard to read some of that, the comments and everything, and tomorrow is, Dennis is a longtime friend of ours, and
Yeah.
I'll get emotional, but his funeral services are tomorrow. 1:00 is Mass, 12:30 is the
Rosary.
the Rosary at St. Anthony's Church.
Okay.
But, I think back and reflect of, community leaders and someone that has given so much.
Yeah.
And, some people might remember him just recently with Pinal 40, but, my kids went to St. Anthony's 25 years ago, and he was raising thousands and thousands of dollars for the kids back then, Boys and Girls Club, and Pinal 40. So he's definitely going to be missed, a great man, and just thank you for his service to the city also.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
I was
Bob?
talking to Kelly.
Mayor, I will be at Core Civic's new Career Recruiting Center on Thursday morning at 10:30 to welcome them to Casa Grande, and then the following Wednesday, I'll be attending on behalf of the city the CAG Regional Council meeting in Apache Junction. And other than that, it looks like most, if not all of us, will be attending the league conference the following week. So when we meet again, we'll have that to talk about.
Great, thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
So, Lisa, or no, Matt kind of stole my 9/11 service project, but I will say it's on Saturday, 9/10, from 7 to 11, and we're going to meet at the firing range at the city's
The LZ Pearson shooting.
LZ Piercing shooting range.
And it will be closed to shooting.
And it will be closed to shooting, so all of you who are listening, don't get upset, because we'll open it up after noon. But, so it won't be closed all day, but we will be using it as a jumping off site for the various projects we have planned. And one of them, hopefully, is going to be, we're actually going to paint the CG on CG Mountain. So that could be huge. It needs a little facelift and kind of brighten up our CG, right?
I
So,
got to paint that when I was a freshman.
well, we're going to do it again if you want to climb up there, Mr. Powell.
Check it out.
Bring
Yeah.
back memories.
And then I want to give a big shout out to Ellison Mills. Ellison Mills did all our work in the front of the city hall this past summer and early spring, and they really kind of stepped up for us. It was just going to be concrete gray, and then they said, no, you can't have concrete gray, and so they stepped up and they actually paid to color the concrete so that it actually looks nice. They also sandblasted and repainted all of our benches. If you haven't noticed, please go look. They are beautiful. Even our garbage cans now have new paint, and they're not faded. They're not faded turquoise. They're actually a real kind of green turquoise, so they really look nice. So I just want to give them a shout out for all that work that they've done, and want to thank them because that was all gratis. We didn't pay them for that. So The citizens should be, appreciate what they have done. I do want to mention that we did the Polaris groundbreaking event this past week, and unfortunately, Dennis Dugan was not there. He's a partner in that project, so he was missed. Tim Robinson and Sandy were there, and it was it was a hard ceremony, actually, because we just lost Dennis like 2 days before. Good friend of mine, good friend of the city's, a great man, gave a lot back to our community. He will definitely be missed. So, again, his funeral's tomorrow, so I hope I make it through. And then we did the airport master plan meeting this week, and we also had a public master plan meeting. Oh, actually, that was last week on last Tuesday. We also had the homeless coalition that we had that Lisa's already mentioned. And then we had our community services director kind of meet and greet. So hopefully we're narrowing down the next new community services director. And Mr. Raines and Mr. Weaver will be announcing that soon, I'm sure. And so we're excited to see who that new person will be for our city. That's probably it for me. Again, just keep the Dugan family in your prayers, if you would. Appreciate it. And that's all I've got. Anybody else? Last minute? Okay. Seeing nothing, then I will adjourn tonight's meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
That was good, Mayor.